Hello everyone, my name is Jessalyn Rachel, and in this video, I am going to show you how to perform a CPR on a cat. First, CPR stands for cardiopulmonary resuscitation, which is the first aid rescue for an emergency if someone is not breathing normally or their heart has stopped, or in medical term, it's called cardiac arrest. You guys are of course familiar with this term used for humans, but what about animals? CPR can be applied basically for every living being that has lungs, a nose, and a mouth, like us humans and animals. For instance, a cat, dog, giraffe, elephant, and even a parrot. But the steps may vary with the animals that we are giving CPR to, considering their weights and sizes. But as it's seen in the title of this video, I am going to demonstrate to you guys how to perform a CPR on a cat. Because imagine the situation where your cat is in an unconscious state and you are not prepared at all to tackle this emergency situation. In this critical moment, you need to immediately perform CPR to save your cat's life, which is why it is important for us to know the skill in order to be prepared if you'll ever be in this situation. Because not only on humans, performing CPR on a cat is a basic yet crucial skill that every cat lover or even everyone needs to know, which takes just a few simple and easy steps to follow. All you have to do is follow these procedures that I am going to demonstrate to you guys and be prepared in case one day you need to perform this CPR. So continuing on to the steps, I have a cat mannequin over here, even though it is not a cat, but let's imagine that it is. So the first thing you want to do is you want to check your cat. Double check if your cat is really unconscious or not responding to you, or if they are not breathing by putting your hands over their nose to feel if there are any air coming out or in of their nose. And you can even feel it better with the back of your hands like this. Or if their heart is not beating by putting two fingers over their heart, which is located right about here, and you want to press down and feel if there is any heartbeat. And if your cat is experiencing all of the above that I mentioned, continue by giving rescue breaths. So the next thing you want to do is you want to open their mouth and check their gums. And if their gums are blue, it means that your cat is in shortage of oxygen. So you want to pull their tongue out of their mouth to open the airway because the tongue can be blocking their airway. And you want to close their mouth and hold them tightly in order to give rescue breaths, but still keeping their tongue out of their mouth. So what you're going to do is you're going to use your lips as a seal around their nose when you're giving this rescue breath. So the next step is breathe in their nose. So you want to hold their mouth tightly and give 2 full breaths into their nose to push air into their lungs, like this. So after that, you want to check the pulse. So check the pulse under the hin of their leg, preferably the back of their leg, which is these two, because it has more muscles and veins where you can feel the pulse better. So you want to just put 2 fingers under the hin of their leg and you want to press hard and feel if there is any pulse. And if they still have a pulse but not breathing, give 2 full breaths. And if there is still no pulse, continue by starting CPR. Now moving on to the CPR, the next step you're going to do is you want to rest your cat on their side and you want to do this gently. So when giving a CPR to a smaller animal or a pet like a cat, you want to gently rest them facing towards the person who is giving CPR to. So just like this, I'm gently resting my cat facing towards me, the person who is giving CPR. And you want to also extend their neck for airway to pass through. You want to continue by putting both palm of your hands on top of their chest. So their chest is located right about here, and this is where their heart is located. So we are going to give the chest compressions right about here. So you want to put one hand on top of each other and start pushing every twice a second. So it may differ with smaller cats or kittens. You can do this chest compressions with your thumbs by surrounding your hands around their body. You're actually giving a supporting gesture when giving this CPR. So their body is much more smaller, it's much more fragile, and they have softer bones. There's no need to give full chest compressions with both palm of your hands because it can hurt their small little bodies. And of course, continue by start pushing every twice a second. So it may be hard for you guys to identify twice a second, but I actually have a fun tip to guide you. So you can actually incorporate your favorite song or a song that's stuck with you that beats twice a second. And I'm going to give you an example of the song Fearless by Taylor Swift. And it goes just like this. And I don't know how it gets better than this. You take my hand and drag me head first, fearless. And just like that, you're actually giving chest compressions every twice a second. But remember to not get caught up in singing because you actually need to count. Okay, continue. Continuing on, you need to push hard and fast at a rate of 100 to 120 compressions per minute. So we're going to do math here. You need to perform 30 chest compressions for 4 times, which totals into 120 compressions in a minute. So 30 times 4 is 120 compressions, and that totals into 1 minute. So every 30 chest compressions, you want to give 2 full breaths, just like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Until 30, and after that, you're going to give 2 full breaths. And you want to continue giving 30 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you want to continue this 4 times for about 1 minute. So you want to make sure also that the chest comes back fully or recoils before compressing again. Now, continuing on to the next step, you want to briefly check every 2 minutes. So you want to briefly check every 2 minutes for any signs of life, either it's breathing, any response, or heartbeat, and repeat the process of rescue breaths and chest compressions over again until your cat can fully breathe on its own, or your cat has gained consciousness, or until you reach the vet. And the last step is you want to quickly get to the nearest vet. So if your cat is still not responding after the CPR, quickly get professional help for your cat. Remember that it is better to do CPR on the way to the vet so you don't waste any time. Okay, so after all these steps, performing a CPR on a cat is a basic yet crucial skill that every cat lovers or even everyone needs to know, which takes just a few simple and easy steps to follow. It may look complicated, but only by giving 2 rescue breaths after each 30 chest compressions for 5 to 8 times per cycle, which totals into approximately 2 minutes, also briefly checking for any signs of life every 2 minutes, and repeating the process all over again until your cat is conscious or until you get to the vet. Because the faster your cat is treated, the better their survival chances are. In conclusion, mastering the skill of performing CPR on a cat is not just about being prepared for emergencies. It's about being a responsible and compassionate pet owner, showing our commitment to the well-being of our beloved furry friends. Our cats are part of our family and world too, and as a living being just like humans, they can experience medical crises that require immediate first aid rescue. By learning CPR for cats, we equip ourselves with the ability to potentially save their lives in critical moments. And that is all for me. Thank you for being here until the end of this video, and I hope this video can be helpful in many ways for you guys, and have a good one. Goodbye!